if you're going to close the gap between my perception and between the reality of what those that I'm leading experience, it's going to require listening and observing. Hey friends, it's Ryan, and I want to talk to you for a minute about one of the secret weapons that you have as a leader. But before I tell you what it is, let me tell you what often happens. When you're leading children's ministry or you're managing people, there's often a disconnect between the perception of how you believe things are working and the reality of what your team or your volunteers experience week after week. In other words, this gap between my perception of reality and what reality actually is. And that disconnect, that gap, can lead to frustration. It can lead to bad culture. It can lead to turnover. It can lead to frustration. And if you're going to close the gap between my perception and between the reality of what those that I'm leading experience, it's going to require listening and observing. That's one of your secret weapons as a leader. Really learning to listen and really learning to observe, getting in the habit of really getting your feet on the ground, managing by walking around, talking to people, listening to what your leaders have to say. And when you begin to do that, when you begin to really listen, when you begin to really observe, what happens? Your culture improves. Culture is the way we do things. Morale improves. Turnover goes down. And all of a sudden, you really gain the respect and the appreciation of those you are following because they understand that you really care, that you really are listening. So friends, here's a challenge for you. I talked to you a lot about eating the frog first. Here's a frog I want you to eat. Really think about how much time am I doing listening? How much time do I do really walking around and really observing with my own eyes what's happening within my ministry or within my organization? One of the secret weapons that you need to learn to implement as a leader is learning to listen and learning to observe.